Okay, guys, this one's going to be just a little bit different. We're not going to be covering a specific rule. I'm going to go over how you're going to read a scenario in one of your scenario booklets and how you'll go about setting up that scenario itself. I picked out one from the Heroes of Normandy tactical set here, and it doesn't matter. They're all going to be read virtually the same as what I'm doing now. It's the same basic information for each one. This one's just the one I'm going to use as an example. And on page 14 of that, it's the Rebecca Can You See Me scenario. Now, when you're looking at it, the top here on the top left, this is going to be your historical blurb. So basically the historical reasons of why you're having this battle. This is just a little flavor for the battle itself. Now, below that, you've got your order of battle listed. And this is going to list all the different units that you're going to have available. And if they enter on a specific turn, like you can see for the Americans, they're going to enter on turn 1. The Germans, they're going to enter on turn 1. And then it's listing down specific hexes that those units will take and enter in. You'll just take and enter those units, those specifically listed units down during those turns. Now, when it lists down, looking at the Americans there, the first element, and it says 1 times 254. You're simply going to look at your counter right there across the bottom of it. You see it says 254. A unit can potentially be listed down if it includes the morale number, and in that case, it would be listed down as 2546 if it's including the morale, in case there are multiple units that have that same designation. But you'll take and lay out all the different units that are involved. You see here we've got 1, 254, 2, 144s there on the top Pathfinder group. And then it says 1 M1919, that's your support weapon. So you've got that laid down there. And any units that have specific names like Sergeant Hill and Major Tom, those are going to be your leaders that are going to be involved in the scenario, and they'll be listed down as well. You see in the Germans' order of battle that one of their leaders, it has W/preempt skill. So if a leader is going to start a scenario with a specific skill, it'll be listed down with him. So you will just take that skill counter and place it with the specific unit accordingly. Now, in the top right, that's going to show you the specific maps that you're using. You can see this one uses 13 that we've been using for demonstration purposes, and 16. It's going to have your different playable areas. That's your map. How long the scenario is going to last, your scenario length. This one lasts 7 turns, and when it says the Americans have initiative on turn 1, that means the Americans are going to go first. You're not going to roll for it there on that very first turn. And then any specific victory conditions for the scenario are going to be listed down. Now, after that, in the bottom right there, scenario special rules, a lot of scenarios are going to have special rules associated with them to change things up accordingly. These are rules you're not going to find in the main rule book because it's only going to apply to this specific scenario itself. I'm not going to go over all these because, again, they're just applying to this specific scenario, but you'll take and read those over and apply them accordingly. One other thing you need to look at is if there are any potential event markers that are going to be in play and what side they're on. Remember, if they're on line of sight, then they'll be activated as soon as the appropriate unit is within line of sight of it. And if it says occupation, then the unit actually has to occupy the hex that the event marker's in. We can see that this one does have a couple of event markers that are going to be associated with it. And then you see here where it says stop. You're not going to read any of this associated other text until you satisfy these conditions associated with the event markers. It does give you the hex that the event marker is going to go in. You'll simply place those specific event markers in the specified hex, and then you'll activate them accordingly, whether it's occupation and or line of sight.